What's up, y'all? I'd like to welcome everybody to the show, back to the show. All my disruptors, all my soldiers that's fighting that fight. Just want to welcome y'all back to the show. It has definitely it's been about 30 days since I did any content. And just want to say that I missed y'all. I know y'all missed me. I know y'all missed real, honest, solid, none of the fluff. I know y'all missed all that because I missed it. But I want to welcome y'all back. Just tapping in today to just say that the show is back on. I'll be doing some taping this month, but I'm doing some things a little bit different. I want to touch on that. So first off, I did step away intentionally because I've been going on a little bit over a year now, and it's not so much that I'm not getting the feedback that I expect, but what I'm doing is I tell people that this is a beta test for me. So I'm testing a few things. I'm testing, first and foremost, I'm testing to make sure that I can start something and continue doing it. So I've proven that I can do it. I started off with a base time and a day that I would shoot these shows, but my personal life kind of came in, it clashed a little bit. So I began to do what I call these random shows here and there, and I would just pop in. Those are not as well received just because people's schedule. So I get it. And you got to be respectful to people's schedule. So I'm going back to the scheduled times. I'm thinking more Wednesday, late evening, but see, my schedule changes so much in my day job and what I do. And I also have a new business that's about to start in the spring. So things are going to change a little bit. But I just want to, up until that point, I'm going to stick to my time and I'm going to let y'all know, because some people really enjoy my show and some people look forward to hearing what I have to say and my guests and my content. So that's first and foremost. I'm going to start with a date and a time that, that'll be reoccurring. And then I just wanted to I took a break to kind of get some clarity and align myself with the values that I started with. Pattern disruption. People always ask me what that is. The name is truly self-explanatory. It's breaking patterns. For people that turn their life around or turn their family dynamic around after a long time of doing certain things and being at a certain level, and then they raise it up, I want to highlight them because a lot of times you don't get your flowers unless you're on TV or you have, you come into a lot of money or you famous. But we got stars amongst us. We have legends amongst us. You got legends in your family. And a lot of times those are the last people that's going to celebrate you. A lot of times those are the last people that's going to celebrate you. But regardless to them, whether they celebrate you or not, Van Gogh, the painter, he went through something like that. And, nobody cared about his paintings. His brother was funding it. And do your research a little bit on Van Gogh and his story. Now his paintings are worth hundreds of millions of dollars. But while he was alive, nobody, especially nobody other than his brother, people that were around him, they didn't see the value in him. So, I just want to come back to what I started on, my morals and my base. And that's that pattern disruption. It means a lot to me. And there are entrepreneurs, there are young people, there are, there's a niche for self-improvement, and that we all know that. That's where your Eric Thomases, your Les Browns and all them, that's why they've been able to make a living. I just want to say that I'm sticking to that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting my opinions on the table, because I got some opinions, not so much politically, I don't want to get too much into the relationship stuff, but I do have opinions on that stuff. And some people break patterns with that, and some people break patterns. They lean a different way politically after they came from a family of people that were all Republican. They went Democrat, or they were all Democrat, or they went independent, like myself. I come from a long line of Democrats, and I went independent, and I want to talk about that a little bit. Not so much to say man, listen, you're going to be polarizing regardless. I've been staying quiet and kind of staying away from the controversial stuff because I wanted to try it. I don't want to run nobody away, because the main thing is bringing people to God and bringing people to positivity. So if what I'm saying is going to run people away, I try not to stay away from that. But guess what? If you try to make content for everybody, you end up not reaching anybody. So for the people who know who I am, I got people my family that know me, they know my pedigree, and if my political leanings or something that I say politically is going to make you stop talking to me or stop supporting me on this dang on app that really don't mean nothing, that Mark Zuckerberg can cut off at any point, and now we back to regular life, and who I am in real life, regular life. My reputation precedes me. So, and I'm solid, but if something I say about my political leanings disrupt that means that the relationship wasn't solid anyway. So, but I still love you, and hopefully you still got some love for me. And then with this relationship stuff, it's some things I don't agree with. I think the world has changed, and I think relationships, the structure of relationships, have to change with that. And if that pushes you away from me, if I say something wrong and a fact, correct me. But if you have an opinion just like I do, and my opinion bothers you, but you can't say that I'm wrong, then that relationship. So I'm going to start focusing on my point of view on things, because that's all I have. I can't be you. I can't be you. You can't be me. You don't see the world the same way I do. I come from a background that is different than yours. So, but I respect yours. Now the question is if you respect mine. If you don't, that's cool. So first and foremost, I don't care nothing about this app. I do see the value in it, and how you can make money on it. You can get your business, you can promote your business. You can promote yourself. You can promote your personal brand. But one thing that I noticed, the people that really get successful promoting their brands and their businesses and making money, they have a perspective. And like it or not, they have a tribe. And I'm looking for my tribe in 2026. So for all the people who, I'm going to take this to YouTube first off, because, the percentages of feedback and engagement that I get on Facebook is not worth my time. So I'm going to take this podcast directly to YouTube, where the strangers are, who I don't have to expect anything from them. You know what I mean? I don't expect nothing from them. They gonna mess with me strictly on the value that I bring. And that's what I want. I don't want no handouts from nobody. I want to be expecting that nobody gonna support. So, and also, I'm more focused. I just turned 50. Shout out to me. I just turned 50 years old in December. And there's a few things that, hold on. Yeah, there's a few things that I wanted for my 50th birthday. One was to be retired. I wrote $1 million check to myself. I wrote $1 million check to myself 4 years ago, and I said, I'm gonna go cash this from my own account on my 50th birthday. Well, I wasn't able to do that. But I did reach a major milestone where I don't really want to discuss it because it ain't about that, but I reached a major milestone. A few different milestones. I moved out of my hometown. That was something that I wanted to do. Also wanted to start a new business. It's a business that's here in Nashville, Tennessee. I'll be unveiling it in the next couple months. Also, I wanted to have a certain amount of liquid cash and investments. And also, I wanted to make sure my daughter was stable and my father and my family. I reached all those goals, but I did fall short of the million. So with that being said, I'm still shooting for that retirement. And my retirement don't mean that I'm not going to work no more. My retirement means that I have time freedom. So when it comes to, I'm talking about residual income. I want my residual income, which I've quit, just a sidebar, I've quit my job twice in the past, living on passive income. I quit Chrysler in 2009, and I was literally living off residual income, my properties, my investments, and but I didn't have a surplus, so I couldn't invest the way I wanted to. And then when I went to banks, it just wasn't structured right. So I stopped a little prematurely. I had some goals and I reached 90% of them. So now I'm working on that 10%. And that 10% is huge. It's scary. I ain't got time for no fake friends or none of that foolishness for where I'm going. I need all faith and people that believe in me. And I need, the true disruptors to roll with me through this process. So I'm going to make sure I pour into y'all pour into me, and I'm going to help you get to whatever level you're trying to get to. If I can help in any way, I will. Hopefully my videos and I'm going to start talking a little bit more about some of the things that I'm doing and how I got there and how I got out of my hometown at 49 years old and what some of the steps I took to have my savings and my liquid and assets, real estate and stuff like that. So I'm gonna talk about all that. But I appreciate y'all supporting me. I know it's been a little long, but it's gonna be worth it. I'm telling you. I'm coming back. I have some videos and interviews that are scheduled. I'm changing up my format too. I'm gonna back off the camera a little bit. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna back off the camera, changing up some stuff. First and foremost, I'm all for critique, but people don't care what you know till they know you care. So for the people that care about my success, their critiques matter. Anybody else who don't care whether I win or lose and they just got something to say and they ain't doing nothing, I don't, your critiques don't matter to me. But for the people that I know care and want to see me be better and not just hating and giving me unsolicited advice, you know what you could do. But one of my friends told me that I need, my look is a little, I have more of a hard look, and round glasses with round frames would kind of soften my look a little bit. I don't know. What y'all think? You've been watching this video. Did it seem a little more inviting? Did I seem more, if it did, I hope so. But I'm trying different things. And one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back up off the camera a little bit. I'm gonna let the talent and people that I'm interviewing, I'm gonna show them more, and you'll just hear my voice. So y'all tell me what y'all think about that. But that's the direction I'm going into. And then, overall, man, I've been breaking cycles. Once I'm gonna talk a little bit about my past, but I was not always like this. I've done some things, and when I say like this, I mean some people have told me that they thought I was always just squeaky clean, and I never viewed myself like that. that I was squeaky clean, but I guess that's what I'm giving off. And that's good. That's what I tried to do. That was intentional. But I didn't notice the shift. I always feel like when people see me that I get stereotyped because of my, because of my avatar, you know. But that's it. That's from what people are telling me, that's in my mind. It's not like that. But I'm sure some people do, but overall, I think that's what I think about myself. So I got to change what I think about myself. And I'm just taking critiques, man, and trying to be better. And just for all my entrepreneurs and creatives and people and just real people who've been through real things, those are the people I want to connect with. That's my target market. That's my demographic. Not people that just need drama. I know drama is profitable. Drama is profitable, but I can't deal with the karma of it. I wouldn't want that over my head. And then the relationship stuff, it's profitable, but I don't want to run anybody away because they think that I'm so rigid in my position. This may be my life partner, somebody that would make my life that much better. And then they see something that I said on social media not that I don't mean it, but that don't mean that it can't be adjusted to work with the right person. So I just don't want to spew that out my mouth no more, because it's just not, it's counterproductive for me because it really don't matter. I told you, this social media stuff don't matter to me. In my real life, I kind of get backlash from some of the things that I've said on social media. And I really don't care about that stuff. But people see it on social media playing over and over, and they think that's who I am. So I don't want to get into that, even though it's profitable. But I'm going to talk a little bit about certain point of views, but I'm not going to make my brand relationships. I'm not going to make my brand politics. I'm not going to make my brand celebrity. My brand is impact. I want to make impact. I want to impact somebody. I want somebody to wake up one day, see one of my videos or my interviews, and one of those ideas sparks something which allows them to change their lineage and their future for the better. That matters to me. So now I got to find a way to make that profitable. And then you know what? You got to think about, if you get successful on this social media stuff, you got to keep feeding the beast. I don't want to be feeding this thing every day. So that's possibly my subconscious making me stop before I get too popular too. I don't know if I'm flattering myself, but I'm sure my subconscious is like, you don't want to be coming to this dang social media feeding this, because the more popular you get. So shout out to the people that's popular, and you got to keep feeding it. Keep feeding the furnace every day. Now you go on a vacation, you got to pull out a camera. Some of my best moments have been when there's no camera. So I can't imagine it, but I know but for the people that have been successful doing this, the influencers, I know it feels good to be eating and flying wherever you want to fly and taking care of your mother and family and father and putting a trust together and buying land. That stuff that's impact too. So I guess it's a good trade-off, but I don't know if I have because I know I can do it without that type of sacrifice. As long as I give what I'm doing off camera the same dedication that I give when I'm on it, I'll be successful. I'll be successful and don't have to sacrifice my sanity. Because talking to strangers and trying to, not everybody strangers, but talking to strangers and trying to persuade them, and hopefully they like you, or it's that's just a stressful scenario for me. But I guess in any business you have to do that, but I don't have to personally do it with my face. And we're in that economy now where people buy you. So I don't know. I'm gonna work on this. Anybody out there to see this video that can reframe this, where I can make it where I can digest it to the degree that it would allow me to accept that and move forward in this endeavor of influence and being an influencer, please inbox me because my cortisol levels go up when I think about having to feed this beast once you're successful. See, like right now, I can just get on here and release things when I want to. But once you get to 50, 60,000 people, let's just say 10% of those people actually engage with you, you got 6,000 people that you have to feed something to. I don't know. But I'm back and I want to impact people. I got a show coming up next week. 2 shows actually. And I'll be letting y'all know. I'm gonna be dropping every Wednesday at a certain time. That's my sweet spot. So for everybody that support Pattern Disruption, I appreciate the support. I appreciate the love. I hope you're blessed. I hope you're warm. I hope you got money. I hope you got love. And I hope you got swag. Y'all have a good one, bro. Y'all have a good one. Peace. We out.